I want to talk to you about taking a soft approach to conflict and dealing with issues. So, difficult relationships are complicated. There's lots of feelings, there's lots of unresolved past issues, there's lots of thoughts about the other person. There's a lot of strong opinions. There's competing dynamics, different personalities, life situations that are really real. Some of them like important, some of them not as important, some of them things that really impact you. We all have triggers in addition from past relationships, including our childhood and prior relationships, and this relationship that we're, whatever one you're thinking of, that one has triggers too. So basically, when you're having to either respond or bring up an issue, you always want to take the softest approach possible. Why? Because if you take a harsh approach, what's called a Gottman talks about a harsh startup, and that is starting a conversation with criticism, contempt, blame, or an accusation. Often comes out in a you did this, you did that, you didn't care. That person immediately gets defensive and reacts by shutting you down or by defending themselves. It actually is a physiological prevent like protective response. Your lower brain senses somebody angry and it senses an attack and it activates your autonomic nervous system, kind of that fight or flight, and get you geared up. Your blood pressure might raise, your heart rate goes up a little bit, you get, blood rush to your muscles, so you're strong, you're ready to fight or run. So it doesn't help to have what we call a harsh startup. Instead, you want to take a softer approach. Now, cannot control what the other person does. You cannot control how another person responds. You can only focus on yourself. So you can either start a conversation or respond to even a harsh startup with a soft approach. You have the power to do that as long as you pay attention to what's going on in you and you can feel yourself get defensive, and then you can breathe for a second, deep breath, and then start talking and pre-decide I'm going to use a soft approach in this response. So here are some things you can do that are actually a soft approach. You could react immediately with a soft response saying that wasn't okay with me, or that comment was hurtful, or I feel really put down, or you can take some time. I need to think about this. I'll get back to you. Walking away is a soft approach because it's not escalating. And then you can go think and you can process your feelings and process what you want to say, process what is wise to say, whether it's wise to respond at all, whether it's wise to think about it overnight. I did one video where I talked about let the sun go down on your wrath. We always talk about the scripture that says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. And so I have to talk about things tonight. No, a lot of times it's better to give it space, to let you come back to it and decide, how do I really feel about this? Is this a big thing, a little thing? Your anger is down. I've done that. And the next day gone, it's not even important. I don't even have to bring it up, and I'm not going to. And that is really really helpful because you don't have to bring everything up. Also, you can discuss how you feel in a less reactive way. Again, when you're feeling less reactive. And so here's an example. Let's say a wife comes to her husband and she's angry and she, is mad that he's home late again because he spent too much time, in her opinion, helping his mom. And he's coming home late to dinner. He didn't get done the things she wanted him to do because he's helped his mom. So she's angry. So she just blasts him when he comes in the door, like, you're home late. You didn't do what I wanted you to do. I'm upset. Like, here we go again, putting your mom first. And it's just her kind of vomiting. What can he do? He can say, honey, I understand how you feel. Now, the instinct physiologically is to go, I was taking care of my mom. I'm helping my mom. That's a righteous thing to do. Like, I help you all the time. Like, my mom needs help. And to defend his mom and defend himself. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a bad night. And he's not going to feel good about it when he walks away. And she's not going to feel good about it. So understanding, okay, she's annoyed. She's allowed to be annoyed. Something's bothering her. She expected you home earlier. You're not there. What about empathizing? What about moving to the problem and just saying, I understand you're frustrated and I understand it feels like too much. And I understand that you expected me home earlier. Maybe it's an apology. I'm sorry I didn't call, or, I'll check with you next time, or I'll find out what your schedule is. Or maybe is speaking the truth, saying, I know it feels like a lot to you, but I really do need to help my mom right now because this is what's going on. Speaking the truth in love. But a soft approach is going to calm things down. A soft approach is going to keep it from escalating into a full-blown argument and conflict. Now, does she have a responsibility to take a soft approach? Yeah. But in real life, guess what? There's often times when people are emotional and they're going to come to us with a harsh startup or anger or lots of feeling. And we have a choice. Each of us, each person, the respondent has a choice of how to respond. And from scripture, the responsibility lies in each person. No matter how somebody treats you, you are required to respond in a way that is healthy and caring and wise and discerning. And so be aware of that. Be aware that you can choose to take a difficult situation. Not with everyone. There's some people that are so dysfunctional, toxic, they want to fight no matter what you say. They're going to try to argue with you. That's not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about, even then though, I shouldn't say that, because even then having a harsh response is going to lead to a fight and you're going to lose. And having a soft response won't win them over if they're really set on thinking what they want to think about you. It's not going to change what they think or how they respond, but it will keep you from feeling bad and keep you from getting drawn into the problem. So it actually works then too. So if that man would just sat down and listened to his wife and understood why it's bothering her, and then speaking his truth, it would be a huge turn in that conversation where it would lead to a discussion or a calming down of the situation. So this scripture, you're probably already thinking of it, Proverbs 15:1, that says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 26:4-5 shows you how you need to be discerning and wise, because it says, do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will be yourself just like him. And then the next verse says, answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes. That's where the discernment comes in. Some people it's not worth talking to. Some people you need to respond. Sometimes it's don't talk to me that way. I call that an imperative boundary. Sometimes it's I'm not having this conversation with you in the mood that you're in, or the way that you're talking to me, or I refuse to be put on the stand and have to defend myself, or I will not have this conversation when you're in this angry place. That can happen too. So again, I mentioned in an earlier video, toolbox. I'm giving you a toolbox of tools. Use wisdom. Use this when you need to. When you can respond with a soft approach or bring up something with a soft approach, please do it. Get your own emotions and your own reactivity under control to where you can do this, and you will see a shift in your relationships. And I guarantee you, because I've been in that place, you're going to feel better about yourself. I feel so much better about myself when I have more self-control and more emotional regulation, to where I can feel what I need to feel and step back and pause and breathe and think about how I need to respond. Sometimes I even need to think about a big thing, sometimes days, just God, help me to know what is right, how to approach this situation. You'll get your answer when it's time. But you've got to be able to control your own reactivity and have that softer approach. So thank you for watching and listening. Change My Relationship. God bless you.